Rather large, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. This weekend we take on Man United. It's a very important fixture for both sides. Man United have won 3 of their last 3 in the Premier League and 3 out of 5. Arsenal unbeaten this season, and we are yet to drop points. So we're going to be diving into our combined 11 here on Kossi's Arsenal podcast. What I think, how many Man United players get into that Arsenal side? I think that is the question. Look, to be fair, it is only fair to say how many Man United players get into the Arsenal side right now. I think they have added a lot of quality. I think they have really added so many good players. But currently this season, you can only think about Arsenal as the ultimate test apart from Manchester City. We are the only club unbeaten. We are the only club that is really putting in spirited performances. So in this one, we're going to be combining Man United and Arsenal teams to get one strong 11. In the comment section below, let me know which team do you think will have the more players or should have the more players in this combined 11. I was watching Mark Goldbridge, a strong Man United fan, and he only gave Arsenal 4 players in his combined 11. That was too biased, I thought. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do mine. I will try to be a little bit unbiased as much as I can. Now, it is not an easy one because I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm going to be really biased towards Arsenal. But I'm going to try to be as impartial as possible. I'm going to be as neutral as I can. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 800 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Let's get it to 60,000 subscribers. Let's get to the combined 11. Now, in goal, I think Ramsdale started off very, very well as a goalkeeper, young goalkeeper. There is a mistake in him a couple of times, especially this season. But I think he's a quality goalkeeper. Very, very good goalkeeper this season. And if you ask me, one of the best goalkeepers right now in the Premier League, Ramsdale is among the top 5 goalkeepers in the Premier League. David De Gea on the other side, I love him so much. You know that, guys. I support Spain. And I love David De Gea so much. But I think he's falling off a cliff. To be honest, David De Gea is falling off a cliff. That mistake, I think it was in the Brentford game, it just takes him off the list, guys. It just takes him off the list. Yes, Ramsdale also made a very horrendous mistake. Against Douglas Luiz's corner, and I think that should never happen. That goal should never go in. But David De Gea, what are you doing? That first goal against Brentford, that shot, that strike doesn't go in. I mean, you're a top-class goalkeeper for 10 years. You cannot be affording to make such mistakes. So for me, in goal this season, right now, I'm going with Aaron Ramsdale. Yes, there is a mistake in him, but there is a mistake in David De Gea as well. And Ramsdale has not made a mistake that has cost us points this season. But David De Gea has made mistakes, 2 mistakes in the Brentford game, 2 goals, and cost them, 3 points. So for me, Ramsdale is the goalkeeper I'm going for this season, here and now. Now, at right back, that is where we're going to have a discussion with Man United fans, right? Because listen to me. Diogo Dalot has displaced Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and we all, I think personally, as people who love football and understand football, Diogo Dalot was always the better right back to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, I think it's really done very well in terms of fitting into that Erik ten Hag system. And the fact that United didn't go out to get a right back, it shows that Erik ten Hag is somehow convinced that Diogo Dalot can perform to expectation. And I think he's really done very, very well. He's one of the most improved players under Erik ten Hag for Man United right now. We've played with Ben White at right back. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm not really happy and I'm not really settled with the fact that Ben White is playing at right back. To be honest, I think he's done well because he doesn't play there. If you're going to evaluate him, you evaluate him as a player who is not a right back playing at right back. And that is why he's done well. But if he was a natural right back, I would be criticizing him. There are no crosses coming in. I don't think he's giving us enough in the final third. And that is why I will drop him and go with Diogo Dalot. So in goal, Ramsdale, right back, I'm going with Diogo Dalot. He's the better right back of the two. Even if I wanted to go with Takahiro Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu has not played as many minutes this season. He's actually not started a single game this campaign. But I reckon because Man United could start Sancho and Anthony, that is going to be a tag over to stop them. I reckon Tomiyasu will start. Will start at right back. But Tomiyasu has not played that much this season. It will be a disservice for me to go with him. I've gone with Diogo Dalot at right back. Now left back, we have Alexander Zinchenko, Alexander Zinchenko, and we also have Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw, right? And Quarantini. Now, I'm going to say this. Luke Shaw and Quarantini cross each other out. They've been absolutely terrific. They've been absolutely horrendous this season. Their performances are absolutely blasphemous. So those ones are out of it. Now, let's compare Alexander Zinchenko and Tyrell Malacia. Both of them are new signings, both of them new boys in the squads, and what an impact both of them have actually had in the Premier League. But the difference, I think, is Tyrell Malacia is just coming into the Premier League, and Alexander Zinchenko is moving from a higher club, Manchester City, to somewhat a lower club, Arsenal. You expect life to be easier for Alexander Zinchenko than for Tyrell Malacia. Malacia, for me, has done really, really well. I want to give it to him, but can I really do that? I'm going to give it to Tyrell Malacia at left back. I'm going to give it to Tyrell Malacia. I think he's really had a very good impact in that Man United side. Alexander Zinchenko, don't get me wrong, he's a cheat code. He's one of the best left backs in the world right now, and one of the best players in the league, and one of the best signings that we have in the Premier League. Trust me, right? But I'm gonna say this. Let's give it to Tyrell Malacia, guys, because if we don't give it to Tyrell Malacia, there are not going to be many Man United players in this team. So to be fair, let's give it to Tyrell Malacia. I think his impact is somewhat close to what Alexander Zinchenko has actually put in at Arsenal. And I could even argue against or for the fact that Tyrell Malacia's impact has been better. Defensively is a little bit solid as compared to Luke Shaw. And also going forward and fitting into the system the manager wants to play, I think Malacia is the guy. So I've gone with Tyrell Malacia at left back. Do not argue with me. Centre back, it is straightforward. William Saliba has to have a place in this team. And that is where I disagreed with Mark Goldbridge. You cannot tell me the best centre back in the league right now does not have a place in the Man United Arsenal combined 11. You cannot tell me that. You literally cannot say that. He has scored a goal already in this league. Actually, both of our centre backs have already scored a goal. 5 games in, they have a goal. But William Saliba has already scored a goal. He has already won man of the match performances. Come on, Mark. There is no way, and literally this is kind of a reaction to Mark Goldbridge's, starting 11, because it was absolutely horrendous. So William Saliba, guys, he has to be there. I don't care whether there is Champions League Varane. I don't care, because Varane, how many games has he played for Man United? 3. William Saliba, 5 fucking games, and he's been absolutely top notch. There is no game where he has put a foot wrong. Apart from that on goal, they do happen a couple of times, but apart from that, he's been absolutely key. Mitrovic, he pocketed Mitrovic just like a kid. He pocketed Oli Watkins just like a kid, and for me, he pocketed Jamie Vardy. And for me, lads, let's be honest. William Saliba right now, whether his performances drop or don't, he's one of the best centre-backs, not young centre-backs, but one of the best centre-backs in Europe. I'm going to say that. He's one of the best centre-backs in Europe, and he has to be in that centre-back line. I'm going to partner him. So there are so many options here. We could go with Saliba and Varane. We could go with Saliba and Lisandro Martinez. And we could go with Saliba and Gabriel. Now, I think Saliba and Gabriel are separable. You can't separate them and you get decent results. I'm going to go with Lisandro Martinez over Gabriel Magalhaes. And this is purely me being unbiased. I'm going to go with Lisandro Martinez over Gabriel Magalhaes. The reason as to why I've dropped Gabriel, I say this in the game we won against Fulham, there is a mistake in him every game. And he needs to rectify that. He needs to walk away from those nightmares of making a mistake per 90. You cannot, a top centre back doesn't, you shouldn't be doing that. Not per 90, not a mistake per 90. So I'm going to go with Lisandro Martinez. Many people are really trolling him on Twitter. Well, I mean, who cares about TikTok because there are no football minds on TikTok. But I've seen trolls on Twitter, and I'm embarrassed because I love Twitter as a football platform. I love it. There are very many genius opinions on Twitter. And I'm really surprised that even pundits, including those on TalkSport, are prioritizing the fact that he's the shortest centre back in the Premier League to say that he's not going to work out. This guy absolutely bullied that Liverpool front three. Absolutely bullied them. He pocketed them. He's not that tall. And ever since he started playing with Rafa Varane, he's absolutely magnificent. I've said this before. Centre backs are about centre back partnerships are about complementarity. If you have a player that literally has the strength in areas where you're weak, you're going to have a very good partnership. And Rafa Varane and Lisandro Martinez, for me, just getting there. The reason as to why I've gone with Lisandro is the fact that right from day one, he's been here for Man United, and his performances are just getting better and better. I just like the way he throws himself into tackles, the commitment. He's a butcher. I mean, they nicknamed him the Butcher in Ajax, and the name is just fit. He's a butcher. I just love him. So I've gone with Tarek Malacia, Lisandro Martinez, Diogo Dalot, William Saliba, and Aaron Ramsdale in my back five. I hope you Arsenal guys can agree with me. Now let's go to the midfield. In our midfield, it's going to be a difficult one here. It's going to be a very, very difficult one because I'm going to play a midfield three and a front three. And at the best of the midfield is not Casemiro, because Casemiro has not played enough minutes for us to say he gets into the Arsenal team. He has not played enough minutes already. Of course, he's a Champions winner. He's a world-class player. He's a world beater. We understand. But you're talking about here and now, and the impact the player has had this campaign. Casemiro, not yet. Right? So I will not go with Casemiro. Thomas Partey this season has been absolutely horrendous. I will not go with him. Same as El Neni. Lukunga has played only one game. So I'm going to say, this is stupid, right? But I'm going to say this. I'm going to play Christian Eriksen at the best of that midfield. He's going to be our holding midfielder in this lineup. Now, I know Arsenal fans, and this is an Arsenal fan channel. You're seeing many Man United players in the lineup. Calm down. Absolutely calm down. So, the reason that's why I've gone with Christian Eriksen, better ball player, very good at keeping the ball, and I think playing him deep is a disservice because you're literally not going to get a lot of what you want, but he's aging. So, among all the players that we're going to include in the lineup, he's the only one who has the patience to play in that holding role and do it well. So, instead of Casemiro, who I'm not really sure is even going to play on Sunday. He's not played as many minutes. I've gone with Christian Eriksen. He is a very big upgrade to this Manchester United side. If they don't have him, in my opinion, they don't perform the way they are. They don't perform the way they are in midfield. He's holding well. He's passing well. The passing patterns. He's kind of the point that strings the passes together, and that is the beauty of such a player. So I'm going to go with Christian Eriksen. That is in the midfield, in the midfield pivot at the best of the midfield. Now to the left of Christian Eriksen is Granit Xhaka. Now forget about the sentiments, guys. Forget about the sentiments. We're talking here. We're talking now. We're talking the best midfielder, in Arsenal right now. Because I would say it's Odegaard, but to be honest, if I'm going to select player of the month for Arsenal last month, that is Granit Xhaka. No one has played consistently. No one has played better. No one has played with a lot of enthusiasm. No one has played with a lot of love. No one has played with a lot of passion in this Arsenal side this season than Granit Xhaka. And I will attribute that to two reasons. One, I think he's playing with a smile on his face, again. And two, the new role that has been created by him for him by Mikel Arteta. If Paul Pogba was still at Man United, probably Xhaka doesn't get into the team because Pogba starts off the season very well and then he drops off the cliff as the season advances. But right now, Xhaka is a magnificent player. Honestly, guys, he's impacting games for Arsenal. He is literally everywhere on that pitch. His heat maps are crazy. You cannot tell me that Xhaka doesn't get into the combined 11 Arsenal Man United this season. He gets in there. And of course, Captain Fantastic Martin Odegaard over Bruno Fernandes. So, Bruno has not started off very well this season. We need to agree to that. And Odegaard has started off well and has been consistent throughout the 5 games. So, this one is a no-brainer. I don't need to explain anything. Xhaka and Odegaard are better than what Man United have got apart from Christian Eriksen in midfield this campaign. So I've gone with Eriksen, Odegaard, and Xhaka. Odegaard is phenomenal, guys. Odegaard is phenomenal. We have always asked him to add more goals to his game, right? He's already 1 point for Arsenal against Bournemouth. He's already 1 point for Arsenal against Fulham. So no one there tells me that Bruno Fernandes this season has created a bigger impact than Martin Odegaard. One thing I'm going to ask Martin Odegaard of is you need to be more ruthless, you need to be more stronger, and you need to be hungrier. That is what's gonna make you a better player than the likes of than the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, because that is what they do. They are hungry, they are aggressive, they are ambitious, they are ruthless. But I think this season, so far, so good. Now let's go to the front. Let's go up top. The final 3. Let's start off with a striker because this one is a no-brainer as well. Gabriel Jesus. No-brainer. Rashford has been playing there. And let me tell you guys, Rashford is an overrated punk. Rashford is an overrated punk. Look, the English and the way they love their talents, I just adore. Because I looked at Rashford score 1 goal this campaign and the headlines, Rashford is back. Rashford has resurrected. This is why PSG wanted to sign Rashford. Come on, guys. Come on. If a player is not that good, admit the player is not that good and move on. Honestly, right? So Gabriel Jesus this season is a revelation of a signing. 6 goal involvements already in 5 games, 3 goals scored and 3 assists. I reckon he will make an assist against Manchester United. I don't reckon he will score because the focus is going to be on him, unless that Manchester United side slip a little bit. They're well organized defensively this campaign, so I will give that to them, and that's why I've given them so many defenders. But Gabriel Jesus is a no-brainer up top. Ronaldo, how many goals has Ronaldo? Has he scored this campaign? Ronaldo, do you have a goal, bro? I don't think you have a goal. Rashford has a goal. I think 1. No one compares to Gabriel Jesus in that Man United side. So it is Gabriel Jesus up top. Now to the left is a no-brainer as well. Gabi Martinelli, guys. Oh my God! Like Jadon Sancho is having a very, very good season already. He started off poorly, by the way, but I think he's regaining his confidence as a player. I've seen him become that kind of very, very calm guy. The goal he scored against Liverpool just made me think, does he deserve to start ahead of Gabriel Martinelli? But Martinelli is a game winner. Martinelli is a game changer. Martinelli impacts games. Martinelli is a nightmare for defenders. Martinelli is a little Ronaldinho somewhere. We have our own version of Ronaldinho in Gabriel Martinelli. I'm telling you this, and it's not deluded. Because, look, statistically, I think both of them have scored 3 goals, haven't they? Sancho scored against Liverpool, then against Leicester. Then I think Sancho has 3 goals this campaign, right? If I'm not mistaken, or 2. Gabi Martinelli has 3 this campaign. And if you ask yourself, how many points have both players fetched for their side? Martinelli 3 against Aston Villa. His corner against Fulham brought us 3 points as well. So those are 6 points. And then the goal against Crystal Palace, those are 9 points already this campaign from Gabriel Martinelli. 9 points already, right? And look, it's also about the flow of the game. It's about the flow of the game. So Martinelli for me on the left is absolutely a no-brainer. To the right, that is where we can have a simple debate because Saka, however much I looked at my goal bridge and said Saka is untouchable on the right. He's touchable. He's touchable. This season he's been absolutely horrendous. He's performing below par. But the question is, do Man United have a player playing on the right-hand side of the pitch that is actually as good as Saka? They have Anthony Elanga. No way Elanga starts ahead of Saka. There is no way Elanga starts ahead of Bukayo Saka. Saka has not been good this season. I think the only impact that I've seen in him is that I think the cross that he brought in on match day 1 against Crystal Palace, that own goal by I think Tyrese Mitchell, and then the cross from Gabriel Martinelli to grab the winner against Aston Villa. But it's not done well. But Anthony Elanga, what have you done this season, bro? Nothing. He's done nothing for Man United. I think he's only starting because the signing of Anthony was not yet ready. And we're going to see it very well that now that Anthony is ready, Anthony Elanga is for the bench. He's going to go back to the bench. So Saka starts ahead of Elanga on the right-hand side. Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus up top. Xhaka and Martin Odegaard in midfield, plus Christian Eriksen. The back line full of Manchester United players. I've gone Malacia. I've gone Malacia. I've gone Diogo Dalot. I've gone William Saliba and Lisandro Martinez in goal. The one and only Aaron Ramsdale. So let me know your thoughts about my 11. Let me know your thoughts about my 11. Rate it. First and foremost, rate it out of 10. Is it one that can win the Premier League title? I don't think it can win the Premier League title with Christian Eriksen in the holding midfield. I don't think it wins us the Premier League title. But anyway, that is my combined 11. Man United, Arsenal. See you soon.